Davis Learning Strategies, a research-based 2-day workshop for mainstream teachers. These methods improve reading performance dramatically for all learners irrespective of their ability, and particularly amongst children who were failing in learning to read. Recent data from 10 schools in New Zealand show between 57 and 79% drop in failing children, only 6 months after a teacher attends the 12-hour Davis Learning Strategies workshop. Let's look at a theoretical example of the potential return on DLS investment. Based on data from 2004, the UK government spent over £50 billion on education, and about 13% of that went on special educational needs. We do not know for certain how much of the 13% special needs budget in the UK was spent on dyslexia, but the USA spends about 60% of the special needs budget on dyslexia. If the UK is similar, dyslexia spend is roughly 7% of the total education budget. Now let's look at the cost of offering DLS in every single UK primary school. The UK has 21,000 primary schools. Introducing DLS costs an average of £10,000 per school. The total annual cost would then be in the region of £210 million. That may sound like a lot of money, but in fact it only amounts to 0.4% of 1 year's education budget, which could be spread over 6 years, and then we are looking at 0.07% each year. We can hardly see it in this graph. If we see a drop in the budget requirement for dyslexia from 7% to 6% in year 3, then we are looking at about 500% return on investment over 3 years, freeing up 1% of the budget by spending about 0.2%. This assumes about 15% drop in number of failing children, which is only a quarter of the 60% minimum drop we saw in New Zealand, and over 3 years rather than 6 months like we saw in New Zealand. If we see a similar drop again over the following 3 years, then we are looking at another 500% return on investment over the next 3 years, freeing up another 1% by spending another 0.2%. Dropping special needs requirements from 7% to 5% represents almost a 30% drop, which would be about half of the 60% minimum drop we saw in New Zealand. And we are giving ourselves 6 years to achieve half of what New Zealand achieved in 6 months. According to our estimate, the UK spent roughly £3.5 billion on dyslexia in 2004. We believe that by channeling about £35 million annually into DLS, we could free up £3.5 billion over 6 years, which averages out at £600 million per year. 35 million annual spend free up resources worth 600 million per year. This represents 1,700% ongoing return on investment, even assuming the exercise needs repeating every 6 years, because the average teacher stays in their post for about 6 years. And much more if we were to achieve the New Zealand long-term results of eliminating reading recovery interventions. Increased job satisfaction and better retention of teacher is an added bonus when student behavior improves as well as academic results. Further long-term savings in society are likely to occur. We can expect a reduction in crime. 50% of the prison population is estimated to be dyslexic. Some studies estimate that the cost of reoffending is in the region of £18 billion. We can likewise expect significant savings through reduced substance abuse, as up to 80% of addicts are estimated to be dyslexic or ADHD. Of course, reduction in crime and substance abuse is likely to lead to further cost savings in mental health and social services. In conclusion, it would seem like the potential long-term financial savings for society as a whole might be tens of billions of pounds, quite apart from the benefit to each individual dyslexic who is spared painful experiences in school and a lifetime of low self-esteem. All this at the annual cost of only £13 per child. This return on investment formula can be applied to a whole country, a regional educational district, or a single school. Davis Learning Strategies is a research-based 2-day workshop for mainstream teachers proven to improve reading performance dramatically for all learners. This video was produced by Gifted Dyslexic, and for further information please visit our website www.gifteddyslexic.com. We are licensed by the Davis Dyslexia Association International, and for more information on training and interventions globally, please visit our international website www.dyslexia.com.